I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing in life. I am winging it 99.9% of the time, and I have to Google everything on what I'm doing, on how to do it. Am I the only one?
This is Big Dink Energy, the pickleball podcast that's half insight, half nonsense, and all entertainment. If you love pickleball, don't take yourself too seriously and think a little trash talk makes the game better, welcome home. This is the place where life and pickleball intersect. We celebrate the chaos, call out the nonsense, and put the fun back in dysfunction. You're either in or you're out. And if you're still listening, you're in. So let's go. Big Dink Energy starts now. Turn it up to 11 and rip the knob off. Nobody puts baby in the corner, but the BDE podcast does. This is the Big Dink Energy podcast coming live and free to your ear holes. Now listen up, listen. If you're not near your speaker, get near it and lean in. We're excited to be partnering with PickleCon 2026, the ultimate pickleball experience happening July 24th to the 26th. That's July 24th to the 26th at the Kansas City Convention Center. We're talking tournaments for all levels, pro exhibitions, glow-in-the-dark pickleball, clinics, vendors, and the kind of energy you only get when thousands of pickleball lovers come together in one place. And fair food from carts. We'll be there. Big Dink Energy is bringing booty on the court to championship court on Saturday. You do not want to miss this. I've seen the booty. It's one of the better ones. A fun, all levels dance warm-up to get you moving, laughing, and ready to play. No experience needed. Just show up and have a good time, just like pickleball. If you want to be part of the biggest pickleball party of the year, it's a lot of alliteration, head to picklecon.com. I said picklecon.com and grab your pass. And stay tuned to our socials. We've got ticket giveaways coming your way. See you in Kansas City. That was a good read. Thank you very much. You're welcome for my service.
Good job.
You had something you wanted to talk about for Kitchen Talk.
Yes. So I was sitting there thinking the other day that when I was younger, I felt like my parents and everybody who was older, they just had everything together. Like by the time you turned 30, like you knew everything, you had life figured out, you knew what you were doing, nothing was a guessing game, you didn't have to Google anything. And now that I am 40, I have realized I still have no idea what the hell I'm doing in life. I am winging it 99.9% of the time, and I have to Google everything on what I'm doing, on how to do it. Am I the only one?
I don't think so.
I agree.
I don't think so. I agree with that. I'm middle-aged, and I don't... Why are you laughing? Who laughed? I'm going to live to be 180. I feel like I don't have my life together either. Like I've had careers, and I've done things, and I've put things in categories. I've made kids, and so I still don't feel like my life is together. Like I'm one day away from a mobile home. No offense, mobile home. If you're listening in a mobile home right now, no offense. But I'm one day away from a house on wheels.
Yeah. Well, you and your son were talking about doing that the other day. You're going to live in an RV in the backyard.
So that's not a bad idea.
I also think like people, once you get over 40, I think like you slowly disengage from life.
Mm-hmm.
No, but there's a lot of people that lean in. Maybe we're weird.
No, I mean, I think you disengage so that you can lean into the important things. Because I think once you get older, you start to really feel and see the things that actually matter.
Okay, yes, I like that.
I agree.
Yeah, it's you start separating the wheat from the chaff, as they say. You start figuring out what's extra, what's too much.
Like in my 20s,
what's excess.
Right? Like in my 20s, we were talking about this the other day. Like I had, I don't know, like 10 Prada bags and Chanel sunglasses and all this shit. Like
stuff.
Stuff. The thing is like I could care less today. I don't even know where those bags are. I think
you
even
gave
care.
them away.
I don't even care. Like it doesn't matter to me. I'll buy my clothes at Walmart. Like I don't care. And it's just not important to me. And that's not to say anything against people who like that stuff. To me, a rich life is just different. And I think that's a success is different for each person too. You know, and I think when you get to, midlife, you reevaluate what success and happy and joy means to you. To some people, that means, having a lot of, followers on Instagram and fanfare and, being, I don't know, just like rich and famous. And to me, I just like my quiet life and like my close friends, and that's rich to me. That's what's important. But in my 20s, I wasn't like, I just want to have a family and live in my own little bubble.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I think you just start to reevaluate and
I think obviously your priorities shift for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
But, to Paddle Princess's point, the Google is always there. Like I wish I would know that. I wish I had that information.
Yes.
I know a lot of things. I know
you do.
I know a little about a lot.
Useless knowledge.
I do. I have a ton of useless knowledge, but I still find myself looking at the Google every once in a while to figure out, different things, maybe the different things that I'm learning in my life now.
Right. Like the things you're Googling are things like you just probably didn't need to know back then, like, how to change your stove out.
My shoes.
Like things that aren't really relative
I guess I just figured that by this age, and I guess growing up, looking at adults, they always knew the answer. There was always an answer. Now, whether it was right or wrong, they always gave you an answer. And so I guess I just figured by this age, I would know everything and have everything figured out. And I'm like, nope, I have no clue.
Yeah, well, and TV shows don't help us out either. I mean, they set a standard that I think, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you lived in a big city like Pickleball Nikki or something like that, you have a ton of friends, you have a couch in Central Park by the fountain, and you all jump on it. I don't know, but to me, I mean, we have three main friends, three main people we hang out. Two of them are your parents. One's Paddle Princess. And our kids obviously figure in there too. So I don't know. Are we set up for failure because of TV, or is that what it's supposed to be?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's
the
a good
expectation.
point. The expectation of like having all these friends, and it's too much. I don't know how people have a lot of friends. Like it's a lot of work. And if you also work and have like tons of jobs, like, and just real life, it's like, how do you balance all the friends too,
Yeah. Well, and, to Paddle Princess's point too, we got our house evaluation today in the mail. It's kind of like our insurance. I'm in my 50s and I still look at these papers like, what does this mean? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Well,
I'm still
first of all, it's valuation.
Valuation.
So you already should have looked at it.
Sorry, Google, I let you down. No, but our home valuation, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, what does this mean?
What does this all mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just annoying.
I think they purposely put a ton of numbers on there,
right?
So you cannot figure out how you're getting screwed. But though, you
right.
do know,
right? Same with like the insurance paperwork that comes in. I'm like, do I need 37 pages?
Yeah.
Just
Right.
am I covered or
Yeah.
am I not?
Oh,
like,
my VA
right.
paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh,
just-
the VA
just-
paperwork. Oh my gosh.
Tell me what I need to know. Like, I don't need all of this, and don't mail it. Just email it.
Just hey, county, just send a letter that says, hey, you're screwed by 12% extra this year than
Right,
last year.
right.
That's good. Just let me know.
Yeah, I think also people are starting over, like in their 40s, 50s, 60s. Like they're just going all in and just blowing up their life and switching it all around. And I love it. Like it used to be called a midlife crisis, but I
Right.
really think it's midlife glow ups now. Like,
I can see that.
because I think people are just like done. And they have permission now to just be done and start over and not care.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. 100%. I'm all for people just blowing up their lives and turning it around and just being like, I'm done,
I don't know. What do you think out there? Talk to us over at bdepodcast.com. Let us know. Where are you? Do you have everything figured out? What are the things you Google on the daily basis? Let us know over at bdepodcast.com if you've got it all figured out. Listen. You hear that noise? That's an empty mailbag. Send us your tips, fan mail, comments, all of it. Why is our mailbag not filled up? I love it when the mailman comes to the door and throws a giant sack of mail on the ground. But you guys have been letting us down lately. Leave us a review, too. It helps the podcast grow, and it helps us bring you more interviews. We do read everything. You want to be on the air? The best thing to do, reach out, bdepodcast.com. Send us physical mail if you want to, or the electronic mail. That's on 24 hours a day. We'll get it.
Just the tip. Quick pickleball wisdom, in and out before you know it. All right, this one's from Randy Pickleball, and it's going to call a few of you out. You need to stop playing rec games and start playing with intention. Pick one thing before the game and commit to it. And also, if you've got a tip that's changed your game, send it to us. We'll read it on the air and shout you out too. You can DM us, check our stories, or go to BDE Podcast and send us a text.
Just the tip.
It's time for Pickle Pals.
Listen, you know we always bring the heat, but today, even more fire. Our guest spent 30 years running into burning buildings as California's first female fire chief. Then she retired, picked up a pickleball paddle in 2021, and got obsessed. Clare Frank is an acclaimed author whose new book, Just One More Game, A Pickleball Quest, chronicles her year-long journey investigating how pickleball took over her life and the country. It drops next week, April 7th, and from Carson Valley, Nevada, the firefighter turned pickleball author, Clare Frank. Thanks so much for being on the Big Dink Energy podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me, Guy.
This is going to be awesome. A police officer and a firefighter. What could go wrong with this podcast today?
Let's just go get a drink now, call it a day.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Let's have people celebrate us and tell us how awesome we are and then go get a drink. We probably better do a couple more things than that, though. So
all right.
Just One More Game drops next week. People, there's some previews out there, I'm sure, but what's the elevator pitch about this book? Why are people going to need to go pick it up?
So the trailer for it is that it's an entertaining look at pickleball's meteoric rise and one player, me, my joyful obsession with the game. It's basically, I say yes to pickleball for a year. I go on its quest to figure it out, and whatever comes my way, I have to say yes to. So
I love it.
Like I end up playing pickleball in a prison. I end up doing the tournament scene.
So your first book was all about your life as the first female fire chief in California, and critically acclaimed, right? Across the board, everybody loved it. I saw even Aaron Brockovich commented on the book. I mean, my gosh. And so from that and then to pickleball, what was the moment where you're like, okay, I'm going to try this pickleball thing, and how'd you get into it?
So I stumbled into it like most rec players, right? We just happen upon it, or we get roped into it from a friend. So I got roped into it, and I didn't know what it was. I actually thought pickleball was some sort of version of, that baseball thing where a player gets stuck between first and second base and there's a pickle and they try to tag them. I thought it was like a version of that for senior citizens. That was my vision. And then I witnessed a game, and then I went and got the tennis shoes out of my car, and I wasn't deep end hooked right away, but that happened kind of unknowingly. It's like you join a cult and you don't really know it's a cult yet.
Why am I in these black Nikes and this black robe? How did this happen? I thought there was going to be a backstory, because everybody knows, at least in my world, that firefighters, low barrier to sports, very sedentary lifestyles. So I thought, maybe pickleball is one of those things, right?
I thought there was a bar lounger involved, frankly.
Yes.
And much to my surprise, there was not one. There's no napping.
Yeah, no napping involved in pickleball. Well, maybe after. Now, you went to some serious places. You already alluded to that, was saying you played pickleball in prison, obviously as a guest and not a ward of the state, I'm sure.
We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah. What's your number?
Sir.
Hey, okay, boss. Anytime anybody calls me boss, I automatically know what is in your past. So, I mean, you found a lot of humor in here too, but some serious sides. So, the prison pickleball, what was that like?
So that I went to a maximum security prison at the border of Mexico, San Diego, and I have to tell you, it was really illuminating, because I went to the cell block where Lyle and Eric Menendez were, and the question was whether or not they were going to come out and play with the outsiders that day. Yeah. And they couldn't, because they were in the middle of this big media, we should get released early, paroled early.
Oh, gosh.
So that was kind of the backdrop, but these inmates were so excited to play with outsiders. And you have this moment where you really understand pickleball when you're playing it in a prison, where it's like my life and these maximum security, long-term inmates are playing in this game, and our lives are exactly the same in that moment.
Yeah. Except for one small moment in time, right?
Yeah. It gives, if I had to do time, I'd want to do it with pickleball, because it speeds the clock up, right?
Yeah.
And it felt like it sounded like recess.
Yeah. Yeah. And it brings, even in the outside world, and I can imagine then there are so many cross sections of the population, it brings you together in we figured out pretty early on that underneath the color of skin and who we are, we're just human beings.
We're just pickleball players waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That's true. You're making a serious point, which I totally agree. We just need connection and competition and purpose and sunlight and, all the things.
Yeah, and it's probably nicer to play pickleball because, one hand is already taken up, so less chance of getting shanked that way is the way I look at it.
Yeah, you're a little worried when you're the player up front, right?
Yeah. Do I trust this guy? So you were California's first female fire chief, and we talked about that early on. The huge burden, the huge weight that is on your shoulder, on a lot of different levels. And then that was for 30 years, and then you retired and became an author of all things. Massive career pivot there. So how did that kind of happen?
So I always knew when I retired, and so I wasn't the first female chief in California. I was the first female chief for the state of California. That was the organization that I worked for, the chief of fire protection. But there still weren't very many female chiefs, so I was like maybe the fourth in the state. But anyways, I knew I was going to write when I retired. My mother was an author. I have aunts and uncles, so it's in my blood, and I knew I wanted to do it. And you'll totally get this when you're in kind of an all-consuming career. Sometimes you put off your creative side, which is so cool that you're doing this podcast because that's your creative outlet.
Love it. Yeah, love it. It's my outlet.
I'm glad you can do both at the same time. I can't multitask, so
I'm just too much of an idiot to realize I can't do it.
So I knew I was going to write, and I just sat down to write, and I was going to write about anything except firefighting.
Sure.
And so look what happened.
Yeah. Burnt was the first book, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, did huge numbers, and rightfully so. I mean, that's getting a glimpse into that world from your position and the whole lifestyle, moving from probably probationary all the way through to the upper position. Yeah. So many stories, and it's got to be cathartic in a way, right? There's some sort of mental health help within that, right?
Guy, I did not set out to write a memoir that was cathartic, but I can't tell you how cathartic it actually was.
Sure.
It just really helped me process. You know what you see over the years, you especially, and you don't have a chance to tend to all the wounds that you get on the inside. And this really helped give me that time to process a lot of, we show up on the worst day of someone's life, right? And,
yeah, that's right. It's not all cats and trees.
Yeah.
Or
donut shops, my friend.
Yeah. But, someone told me one time, and it really put it in perspective for me, is people like you and I, so the normal person living their life will experience one tragedy, maybe one major tragedy in their life. But you and I, thousands. Thousands and thousands of, not necessarily always our tragedy, but always us in the tragedy.
Yeah.
And it is hard for people to understand how, we disconnect from that. How do we set that aside? How do I put it in its bag and set it down and not carry it with me everywhere?
Exactly.
So I'm sure the book helped with that.
It did. It tremendously.
So lots of cool places, right? Palmas Pickleball Academy in Mexico, 24 courts on the beach. I mean, and that's cool by itself. Any other cool places you're like, man, I can't believe I'm playing here?
Gosh, so the Baja setup is insane. It's this tiny little, it's basically a dirt road town that's now a pickleball town, and all half the year, all you see is gringos driving their ATVs around town.
Yep.
And then I played, I went to PickleCon in Kansas City, which, I'm an obsessive personality. I don't know if you picked that up. Yeah,
for sure.
But PickleCon saturated me. Like I got, what do you call it? Sensory overload.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you're back towards the, back facing, you're facing the door, back towards,
Yeah, because it's 400,000 square feet. Of indoor pickleball courts. And so let's say, do you play indoors at all?
I do.
Okay, so the sound from how many courts are on your indoor?
Just on the ones that I've been in, it varies. It could be as many as 6 or 20,
Okay.
Real quick, Buoy electrolyte drops. They're unflavored, no sugar, no chalky taste. You just squeeze it into whatever you are already drinking and you're done. water, coffee, whatever. I literally put it in everything. If you're playing pickleball in the heat or just trying to stay hydrated like an actual adult should, you need buoy drops. Find the link at bdepodcast.com/over40.
So this had over like 100 pickleball courts, and the sound of the ball and the paddles reverberating in that echo chamber was, I think it's like almost like how a mosh pit, might feel, right? You just get into that trance, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
So that was an insane experience. That's the first time I also saw glow-in-the-dark pickleball, which is trippy.
Yeah,
and then
a friend of us just gave us 3 of those. They're actually sitting on my counter right now. Some glow-in-the-dark pickleball.
Have you done it? Have you played glow-in-the-dark?
No, not yet.
Do it.
Yeah,
do it.
I'm gonna wear a lot of neon because I think there's gonna be some black light there too.
Yeah, and then like juxtapose that with I got invited to a friend's house who has a brand new pickleball court, and it's in the middle of a national forest.
Oh my gosh!
So like pickleball can be anywhere. Right?
Yeah.
So people are repurposing any space they can. Like this one guy, and he took an old manure tank and cleared it out and built a pickleball court inside.
Oh, wow.
So
holy smokes.
It had a 10-year dry period, so I think it's okay.
Oh, yes, thankfully, right? Thankfully. Different challenge, if not.
Yeah.
So you're in Northern Nevada, right?
Yes.
What's the pickleball scene like there, like in Carson Valley and the surrounding area? What is the pickleball, community and the scene like there?
Yeah. We have pretty responsive Parks and Rec situations.
Oh, that's great.
So we have a lot of courts for the size of our area, and we still, we're not satisfied. So we go to the meetings. We want more. We want.
That's awesome. Yeah.
They
take
listen
away
to us.
more wildlife.
Right? Pave paradise. Put up a parking lot. Come on.
There you go. That's right. So people that are listening to this, obviously they're going to go get the book here in a couple of days, and they can go get your first book now. So please go put that in your Amazon cart. Put both books in there. I bet you it's on Amazon pre-sale right now. And then when it comes out on the 7th, you'll be able to get it. Get both books. But if someone listening right now wants to take a pickleball trip, to have fun, based on your travels and your experiences, where would you say is that one place you visited that you tell them, yeah, you got to play here?
Well, I would say Palmas Pickleball in Los Barriles. It's a great experience, and it also actually gives you like the international flair for pickleball. Now, if you're a naturalist, I've read about a place in Florida that has all nude pickleball. So, whatever you're into, you can probably find your vacation in pickleball.
All sorts of balls there. Glow-in-the-dark balls, regular balls.
Yeah. It's lost balls.
Yeah. We'll leave that one, the rest of that one alone.
Just keep,
And please do not send us any pictures to bdepodcast.com
if
you're thinking about doing that. Please do not do that. We believe you, and we champion you, and we're all for you. So what do you hope in the book dropping? What do you hope when people read it? What do you hope is their greatest takeaway is from the book?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. So part of what I'd endeavored to do with this book was share my experience, because I think it's really everyone's experience. You just stumble in and fall in love and see how many gaps and how many boxes that pickleball can check in. On a serious note, it really is. It's like this social aspect, and it's this mental health aspect to it. It's physically, it just keeps, it takes care of us.
Yeah.
And it's something we can play inclusively without regard to, the age of the players, or it's all level based. So just find people who can give you a good game, and nobody cares. We played with a homeless guy half the year in Carson Valley. And it's like somebody gives him a paddle, and he calls in balls in and out balls out, and he's got a great serve. And so welcome. That
is the one thing, like our first responder family, right? We put our arms around everybody in our little tight knit communities, and I found that to be very true in the pickleball community too.
Yeah.
Especially when you have your home court and everybody there is kind of just cheering for you and wanting to know how you're doing and keeping up with you. So pickleball is that great connector, I think, for society to get us off of our phones and get us really physically connected to other human beings. I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, and I think it's a place. I live in a purple state. So we have, with the divisive nature of our country right now, and everyone on the courts is willing to drop that and say your friendship and your camaraderie matters more to me. And pickleball does that in a way that I haven't seen another sport do.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Claire, where can everybody connect with you? What's all the socials and everything to be able to connect with you and keep following this journey?
Okay, so I'm at clarefrank.net because of pickleball, but really because .com was taken.
Dang you, clarefrank.com.
Right? Oh, I looked up how old she was, and like, is she going to time out? But no, she's younger than me. And then I'm doing a thing with Reels, which is how Big Dink Energy found me. I think is I do a pickleball hotline.
Oh, very good. Awesome. So, like I said, special shout out to BDE Podcast Nation. Go put the books in your cart right now. You have the one you can get right now, but the one you're going to have to wait for. So pre-order it, put them in your cart. And when it comes out, just, hit order. It'll come right to your house and you will be blessed by both of these books. Claire, thank you so much for being on the Big Dink Energy Podcast.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
It's time for Pick Six.
Probably your favorite part of the show, Pick Six, where we take one question, each bring two answers, and immediately regret to agreeing to this segment. Today's Pick Six, things you do before pickleball that would be weird before any other workout. Things you do before pickleball that would be weird before any other workout.
Crack open a White Claw.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Gotta grease it up.
Stalk who's already signed up for open play.
Yes, yeah.
I have to check and see who signed up first.
Yeah. Take a selfie with your paddle before, like it's prom.
Mm-hmm.
Stretch for 5 seconds and then be like, yeah, that's good enough.
There you go. Stretch your shoulder like you're entering the Olympics.
Oh, yeah. Pack more snacks than a toddler play date.
Yeah, most workouts don't require as many snacks.
No, snackage is important for pickleball.
Need a little snacky snack.
Yeah, if you do a tournament, there's chances are there's going to be food there. So if you haven't done a tournament yet, sign up for your first one, even just for the food.
News you can use.
Tuck this away just for your time at the water cooler at work tomorrow.
So I've got to admit, I've actually been doing this viral thing. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it's called Japanese walking method.
Oh.
Have not heard of it.
Konnichiwa.
And basically it's you walk for 3 minutes fast, then you walk for 3 minutes slow, and then you walk for 3 minutes fast. So they also call it the 3-5-3 method. And you do it for 30 minutes. So it used to be like 10,000 steps, but this is actually working better. And I think because it doesn't like wreck you. You're not like super tired. It's really easy to stick with. And I feel like my heart rate gets into like zone 2. It goes up and then down and then up and then down. And it's kind of fun to do like, well, I don't do like 3-3. I do like one song and then another song and another song. I like it that way. But anyways, I really like it. And everybody is talking about it on social media. And so I thought I'd share it with people because it's a great way to get your walk in every day. Like I'm a big proponent of walking every day for 30 minutes at least. And I think this is a new way and I've liked it. I've done it for the last month or so.
Nice.
I see you out there walking.
Yeah. So I really enjoy it. And it's called the Japanese walking method. So you could look it up on TikTok or Instagram, but everybody's chit-chatting about it.
So it has nothing to do with our niece that's in Japan.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Which I just want to, can I deviate just a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Reagan is a hero. She's in Japan she's in school as a teacher over there.
Yeah, she teaches English.
Teaching English, because that's her first language, and Japanese is her second. But she was walking in her neighborhood, saw a house on fire. There was a guy in the house, older, 80s.
80-year-old in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair. He could not get out. She went to the window, yeeted him right out the window.
She yanked him out in the flames and
smoke and everything.
And carried him.
Yep, on her back, away. So
and
I just want to she is a hero.
She is
a hero of mine.
They did a big fanfare. They're big at celebrating over there.
Yeah.
And they did a whole ceremony and everything for her. I was so proud of her.
Yeah, that just made me think of that when you said
Reagan.
Japanese walking method. But yeah, special shout out to Reagan, a personal hero of mine, going after her dreams and then, saving this guy.
That's awesome.
I mean, he's not buying unripened bananas for sure, but I mean, at that age.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Japanese walking method.
Everybody should give it a try.
Give it a
You
try.
could do it on a treadmill too. So
Oh,
There you go.
yeah,
tell us if you
Get
do
it done.
Send us a picture of you Japanese walking, not walking like an Egyptian,
no.
but Japanese walking method before I get myself in trouble.
Well, didn't you say we were like the Big Dink Energy was big in Japan?
Well, we are big in Japan, mostly because those people are tiny. Tell us if you're bigger than people in Japan. We've gone off the rails.
You've got off the rails.
That's it for this episode. Unless you've got something to say, think we got it wrong, have a better take, we want to hear it. Find us at bdepodcast.com or at BDE Podcast on the socials. Drop us a message. We might just feature you in the next episode. If you had a good time, well, samesies. If not, maybe try again. We grow on people. So you know the deal. Follow the show, tell a friend, and leave us a review. Or just pretend this never happened. Until next time, keep the dink soft and the energy big.